If you are not already incorporating this technique into your riding and you start, I guarantee it will immediately make you a better rider. It will make you a better rider in all aspects of your riding, whether it's jumping, whether it is rock rolls, whether it is riding tech, whether it is riding slabs, whether it is riding drops, you name it. This simple technique will make you a better rider instantly. It's easy to do. Anybody can do it. You don't need big muscles. And for that matter, the hardest part about doing it is remembering to do it. Do you ever see somebody, you run into somebody on the street and you're like, dang, that's a sexy, sexy person. And they walk away and you just saw a sexy person. So you might look at that person and be like, well, it was their face that made them sexy. So I show you a picture of their face and I say, so what about their face makes them sexy? And you say, well, it's their structure, their bone structure in their face. So we look at the bone structure in their face and we zoom in on a cheekbone, okay? Now, imagine you never saw that sexy person and I show you just a cropped picture of a cheekbone. And I ask you, do you think this person is sexy or not? And your answer would honestly be a 50-50 guess, right? Because, you know, a picture of a nice cheekbone isn't a guarantee that somebody is going to be sexy to you. So what does this have to do with mountain biking? Well, I have no clue. But when we talk about skills in mountain biking, there are easy basic skills that will make you a sexier rider, a better rider. And of course, because we're gonna be talking sexy talk, we gotta go find a place in the woods here where we get a little privacy. I was out shooting a video a couple weeks ago that I posted and absolutely nobody watched. But while I was out shooting that video, as I was being a ghost in the woods, staying out of everybody's way, minding my own business, a lot of riders rode by while I was, deep off the trail setting up a tripod. But one thing I noticed was like 90% of the riders going by, pretty poor foundational technique, something that they could easily address and easily change. So while hardly anybody watched that video was the genesis for this video that I hope people do watch. All right, let's get to work here. So what I'm going to talk about is body positioning and technique. And really that's the foundation for success on so many skills on the mountain bike. But not only am I going to tell you like the proper positioning, but I'm going to explain why I believe that's the case. So we're going to get real sexy here. I'm going to jump on the bike because that makes the most sense when we talk sexy stuff in terms of biking. And let's go. So I really do need to hire somebody to hold me. And then what I would do is I would pay them extra if they'd be willing to hold me on these YouTube videos. But anyway, we're using a tree for now, so let's do this. Okay, so what so many people do, what I saw so many people doing when they rode past me that day when I was a ghost in the woods was they were in this position right here, okay? This exact position. Their head was down and they were kind of in what I call the praying mantis position if you saw that other video. And because they were in that position, the majority of their weight was on their back wheel. So essentially what they were doing, they were riding a tightrope with a unicycle. They were on a tightrope where they didn't have balance. And because so much weight was on the rear wheel, they were essentially riding a unicycle. The front wheel was floating all over the place. And when they lock up their brake, the rear wheel skids and all of your body weight no longer has traction or control on the trail, okay? All that they need to do, all that you may need to do is this. Get out of this praying mantis position. Get your butt up, arch your back, and I'm gonna tell you why I think that's important. Drop your heels, chin up, shoulders and chest forward, okay? And this might be controversial to some people, but I am a firm believer in the elbows out. And I'm gonna explain why here in a second. So get those elbows out, okay? So why is that position so important? Well, our body mass, mostly the weight of our body is between our hips and our shoulders. Yeah, if you picked up a severed leg or a severed head, you'd be like, dang man, this is heavier than I thought it was ever going to be, but go pick up a severed torso and it'll make sense. Not that I ever have, but trust me. Anyway, so because our body mass is between our hips and our shoulders, we need to figure out how to find control and stability with that body mass on our bike, right? Because our bike is so dynamic, it's bouncing here and there and going all these different directions. We got to find control up here. And when we're mountain bikers, we don't go where our bike takes us, we bring our bike where we want to go. So finding that control is important. And That control is first getting that meatball in the right position, okay? And now let's look at the noodles hanging off the meatball, our legs and our arms. Now I think in terms of geometry. I play the drums, and as I memorize like drum fills and songs, so I'm sitting on my drum throne and my drums are consistently set out in front of me, they all have individual points. When I learn songs or when I practice drum fills or make up drum fills, I think about connecting these different points in different patterns, and that makes a shape. So I think of that shape, and that's how I remember the drum fill or the song. The same kind of applies to riding your bike. So we have these points on our body. We have these elbows, we have the shoulders, we have the hips, we have the knees, okay? Those are what I would say the main points on our spaghetti noodles, you know, that are hanging off our meatball. So our goal is to make sure that those points do what they need to do in space to ensure that this meatball, our body mass, stays stabilized, because we can also use that body mass to help us get over stuff, help us blast through stuff, help us boost off of jumps, all sorts of stuff. But it starts with understanding these points and understanding how to distribute that body mass. So, how to distribute the body mass. Booty up, chest down, chest out, chin up, elbows out, knees bent, heels down. This is the position right here, okay? Why is this important? Because we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. When we're back here, we can't do a whole lot of anything super quickly while balanced. So all these points are moving in space and they're controlling this body mass. I talk a lot about beautiful chests. And I even mention it sometimes on this channel. If you follow this channel, you've heard me mention it 1 or 2 or 3 times on this channel. And that is because our chest is the driver into everything we encounter, our shoulders and our chest. We need to have confidence up here. It helps lead into things, whether it's a rock roll or a slab we get low or a jump we drive it. Everything is led with up here, right? So we need to be very cognizant of what we're doing with our shoulders, our arms, our chest, and our elbows. I love offering free, helpful content to strangers all over the world. Whoever clicks on this video will get this content. I think it's super cool that I can help people. It means a ton to me though if you do find it helpful, if you hit like, and if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. It's all free. I do this for you for free. Now, before I move on to the elbows, I want to talk real quickly about the back, right? The lower back. So what I have found to be tremendously helpful for me is I used to ride with kind of like a hunched back, right? Because I felt like that was like a quick, powerful position to be in. Like I could snap out of stuff quickly with that little bit of curve in my back. But I have since really embraced the idea of arching my back, you know, having a nice straight back, which I don't really have a straight back naturally, but I have found that when my back is straight, what it does is it gives me way more stability. It makes my core way more strong, right? I can balance better like this when my core is activated, and to activate it, my back has to be straight. Additionally, it helps my hinging. My hinging is way easier with my back straight than it was when it was tucked in. When it was tucked in, what I felt my hinge was doing was it was lowering my hips and then putting my hips in a weird position with my knees, right? So with my back straight or dipped in a little bit, you know, stick that beautiful booty out, show that peacock tail. With that technique engaged, when I hinge, it doesn't really impact my hips relative location to my knees unless I want it to. So that's the first thing you have to know, that body technique is super important, right? So you can go out on the trail and just focus on holding and maintaining that technique. If you find yourself skidding down a steep slope and you are in the praying mantis position, a lot of people will tell you you push back from danger. I think that's fun to say, but I don't think that's what's going on here. I think what is going on is, you know, naturally when you walk downhill, you press your into the hill and you lean back with your body, and if you start to slip, okay, you sit down a little bit, maybe put your hands behind you. It's just what your body is doing to try to compensate for riding down a steep hill on something that doesn't offer balance. But the thing is, we need to trust what this offers right here. And to do that, we have to get that position I just spoke about. Bring our shoulders forward, distribute our weight on our front wheel, and we are gonna have so much more control than when we were back in this position. So the idea of Elbows being out is nothing new. That's been around like motocross for a long time and mountain biking for a super long time. But I feel like many years ago, there was a little bit of pushback because there was the idea that, well, bringing your elbows in actually is better for when you do push-ups. But here's the thing, when we're riding our bike, we're not really doing push-ups. We are fighting for stability. Now our bike is doing this, right? This is all our bike does. Pretty sexy, huh? And then maybe when you lean it over, it might do this and then this. But basically, it's kind of like a piston pushing back into us, whether it's straight up and down or whether it's at an angle, right? Or it rises a little bit. That's what our bike is doing. And when our elbows are in, what it will do is it will cause that piston to move our hands, you know, in different relationships to our body. When a hand, you know, crosses over in front of our chest, we lose a lot of stability. With our elbows in, it's gonna be hard to maintain that stability, right? But what happens is when you bring your elbows out to like a 45-degree angle or maybe 50 or a little bit more, you definitely don't wanna go too extreme. But when it's out a little bit, what happens is, see what happens when that piston's pushing back at us? Our elbows are still on the outside of that action. So our shoulder rises up with it, our elbows go out with it, and we can control it. Now, of course, you'll see downhill racers drop in the tuck speed position, and that's for aerodynamics. But when the going gets super, super tough, you're gonna see them bring their elbows out and really, really absorb the trail with their spaghetti noodles, right? And to do that, those elbows are out because to absorb it, we need to maintain stability. Because our whole goal in this, right? Our whole goal is to keep this meatball stable and travel on a nice stable plane and let our bike do the work and let our spaghetti noodles do the work. So we bring those elbows out a little bit, we have a lot more leverage. Let's get that butt up, heels down, knees slightly bent, elbows out, chest up, chin up, shoulders forward, chin over stem, and we're just gonna go real slow right here. Our goal right now is to just ride and have our torso kind of just float. Let that bike move around under us. Whatever those points on our spaghetti noodles have to do, right? We're gonna let them do to maintain control of our torso. And what these rocks are gonna do is, because we're riding slow, they're really gonna put a lot of different forces on us. They're gonna try to stop us, knock us this way and that way, and these just happen to be slippery. So that makes it even a little bit more difficult. But my goal here is to keep my chin forward, my chest high, my booty up, I'm hinged, and I'm loose. The goal is to maintain looseness, because when you ride loose, you can ride more responsively, and the impact that the trail does to you doesn't translate to your body mass quite a bit. The beauty with this technique is we can ride loose and still ride balanced and in control. And yeah, thanks so much guys for watching this. I'm trying to rush and beat a storm right now. It's a little soupy out, so I'm doing my best. So I appreciate you watching if you made it this far. Thanks again, peace. Whoop.